Okay, now we continue our lesson. Types of maritime injury cases. Maritime workers face situations and injury conditions that would send more laborers into a state of fear and despair, while for the most part they understand the hazards. Hazards are supposed to have various ways of coping with them and minimizing the risk accidents. Oh, okay. Maritime workers face situation and injury condition that would send most landlubbers into a state of fear and despair, while the most part of they understand the hazard they're exposed to and have various ways of coping with them and minimizing the risk accident to happen. Among the most common injury producing accidents suffered by maritime workers are slip and fails. Solidly number one in injury claims in wet condition, slips are common and occur in stairwell or deck on deck and even in the crew areas. Bumps and collision. Swimming booms, cranes, dollies, carts, machines, and unsecure cargo can bash into water workers. Lifting and carrying mishaps. Tilting decks in rolling seas can make lifting heavy object houses. Even under ideal condition, heavy lifting is a risky endeavor. Illness. Not every claim is due to injury, but sometimes crewmen may become ill due to unsanitary condition and improper food preparation. When a ship is out of sea, an injured worker's only medical option is the onboard medical staff. Also known as the infirmary or sick bay. This can be a real asset or pose a real risk. If the personnel are inadequately trained, in extreme cases a transport helicopter might be needed. But weather and sea conditions can play a role in whether a helicopter can be dispatched. Filling your maritime claims they don't. An injury at sea is almost breaking news around the ship. It is impossible to keep something like that secret, but regardless of the severity of the injury or the manner in which it occurs, it's vital to maintain a grasp on the facts because ultimately it's up to you to set the record straight of what happened. As word of the injury reaches management, they will naturally walk to talk to you. Be very careful of what you say, if anything. While you don't want to be rude or uncooperative, you must protect your interests. And by all means, do not submit to a recorded statement. You cannot be compelled to provide a recorded statement at any point in the process. Your compensation if you decide to contact a maritime lawyers and file a claim will decide directly to the degrees to which the employees of ship or ship owners is negligent. Insurance company adjuster and the attorney on the other side are master of manipulating and anything you say prior to the case showing can be twisted and used against you. Don't think can outfox a seasoned pro. Don't sign any document, approve any settlement offer, or sign any statement without consulting a maritime attorney filing your maritime claim. The do's. Do what, however, fill out an accident report as part of the claim process. The difference here is when you fill out the accident report, you are in control. You have the time to ponder your answer and clearly establish the fact without being put on the spot. Trying to answer trick question. Get the names of any co-workers or witnesses who saw the accident or perhaps even noticed a hazard that might have contributed to your injury. Contact the traffic law in Houston immediately. They'll go over the stage and help you with the accident report, and help establish a cautious synopsis of the accident. Based of confidential information you provide them, they can advise if your case is likely to be successful, and if so, advise how much compensation you might be entitled for. Things you change when you hire a maritime attorney. The density of business in Houston, especially the business in the maritime industry, creates a community where information makes the rounds pretty quickly. When one of the companies is taken to court in a maritime injury suit, the other compound the Houston area take notice. Frankly, neither side in a maritime injury case wants the matter to go to court. Many don't, in fact, most don't. Often, when a maritime lawyer enters the case on the side of the victim, the opposing side suddenly decides it's in the best interest in settle out of the court. The initial sign here and will be done with this. Offer is often withdrawn and replaced with something more substantial and fair. Intimidation techniques subsides, and for the most part, they'll leave you alone and deal with your attorney directly. Do not attempt to initiate a maritime injury claims yourself. Maritime law differs widely from the kind of laws you might be familiar for. It's also a constant state of flux. The Merchant Marine Act and Jones Act have been revised multiple times since their inception, and there are calls right now for new revisions and even calls for the repeal. Example case: how does your maritime case compare? Despite the thousands of maritime injury cases involving Houston-based maritime firms and employees, there are always something new that comes along. The following cases from around the U.S. set precedents from similar cases that may follow. Harvest first the American Seafoods. American Seafood's ownership of American Dynasty was found neglected for not providing safe work environment for the crane operator who failed trying to reach a control that should have been more accessible. Thank you for your attention, and don't forget to